strategies on how to monetize your personal brand so you can do more of what you love doing, which is coaching, supporting, and helping more people online. My name's Luke, and I'm the co-founder at Brave Brand, and we are on a mission to help mission-driven coaches serve more people and make greater impact in the world. We've helped hundreds of coaches and athletes now do this, running through these exact strategies and processes. And this is essentially what I would do if I had to start completely from scratch at ground zero and really just had to find the quickest route to the cash, all right? Because it's all well and good having a personal brand, but if you have no way to monetize it, it's not going to be a sustainable venture for you, all right? So whether you have a personal brand, it's monetized, you're making sales, or you don't have any sales yet and you want to start monetizing your personal brand, this video is going to help you do just that. Now, when I first started out in this space, one of the first things I did was try and create an online course. All right, so that was the temptation. It was like, oh my goodness, I just got to create a big and powerful course and I'll be able to make a crap load of money. Now, what I ended up doing was I spent a lot of money paying a marketing agency. I spent a lot of money doing Facebook ads and all of this cool stuff. I got a bunch of leads, but guess how many sales I made? Big fat zero. All right, so it was a really difficult place for me to be in because my main job, which was video producing at the time, wasn't working because COVID, right? There was global lockdowns and everything like that. So clients weren't able to come into our business. And so what I did was I tried to monetize that knowledge and create an online course. But the problem was I hadn't proven my offer. I didn't have an MVP, a minimum viable product. I didn't have anything I could test. So I ended up just creating a course based on what I thought people wanted. All right. So sometimes, when there are these gurus out there saying, hey, create a course, monetize your knowledge, all of this stuff, it's usually flawed advice. All right. So we need to focus on what is the quickest route to the cash for you and how can you get set up in the most effective way possible. All right, so we have a very clear journey and step-by-step process that we follow for this. So we essentially say that most people, there's a starting point, all right? And so whether you have a big audience or you don't have a big audience, it's important to go through these steps so you make sure that you're proving your offer along the way and you're actually ensuring that you have what we call product market fit. And a product market fit means that you have something of value and you are providing a solid and strong solution for it to the market, and people resonate with that. They want more of what you have to offer. And generally, this takes a lot of time testing. All right, so there will be times where you throw things out there, you're testing, you're getting no bites, no one's coming back to you, no leads are coming in, no one's following you, no one's reaching out to you, no one's biting on your offers. And I have a lot of people come to me and they say, Luke, I did this launch of my product and my service and no one wants to buy it. And usually what I say to them then, I'm like, hey, how many times did you promote that? Or how many times did you test that offer? How many times did you tweak it? And usually what people say to me is like, maybe once or twice. And they usually say to me like once or twice, I posted it a few times on my stories and that's it. All right. And the problem that happens here is that is naturally, it's quite a daunting thing, especially when you're running your personal brand. You are the face of everything you're doing. If things don't work out and it doesn't seem like people are resonating, the temptation to quit and to give up and to change offer and to change what you're doing is very, very high. In fact, it's so common for people to change their offer constantly, to change their method of monetization on a consistent basis because they feel like it's not working. But the problem is, and the reality is, you've just not got that offer in front of enough people yet. All right, so the step-by-step process I'm going to take you through now is a proven method that you can do to do it with as little investment as possible so you can actually go out there and start monetizing immediately. All right, so generally speaking, what we do with all of our clients is we give them a starting point. All right, so you start here, you have an idea, you have an expert set of knowledge, you're either an athlete, you're a coach, and you want to start sharing that with people online. You want to start getting people into your offers. All right, so what is your offer? Now, generally, the quickest route to the cash is trading your time for money. A lot of people say, don't trade your time for money. What are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. But hey, shut up. Most service businesses are about trading your time for money. You have to provide something of value. And usually with a personal brand, the best and easiest thing and the quickest route to the cash is offering a one-on-one bespoke custom service. All right. So we generally say a one-on-one coaching service is the quickest route to the cash. The reason is you don't have to create a course. You don't have to create any PDFs. You don't actually have to do anything. All you have to do is offer someone something that they want, and you just provide that to them through live one-on-one training sessions, whether it's in person or online. All right, so a very typical example of this would be a personal trainer. Now, a personal trainer is going to offer one-on-one coaching, whether it's in a gym or online, and they're going to be on that call with that person or with that person for an hour and a half, guiding them through what they know, all right, taking them through a training program. And so it requires your time investment to exchange for that. But it's a very simple and easy way to exchange value right off the bat. Like you could start tomorrow and say, hey, I'm going to coach you to get to this desired outcome of yours. I'm going to coach you to overcome this very specific problem that you have right now. All right, so that could be, and whatever you end up pricing that at, generally because it is one-on-one, you can also charge a slightly higher price for that. All right, and you're going to be trading your time for money. But the cool thing about that is, my friend, is it's very, very easy to set up, and you could essentially start selling immediately and get some one-on-one clients that way, provided you have a good offer. Now, one-on-one coaching, it has its limits, all right? While it's really good and you can set it up initially, generally what will happen is once you start getting a lot of one-on-one clients and you start getting a lot of traction, your time will become more scarce. And the risk that happens when you start diving into one-on-one coaching and filling up your offer is that there's a risk that the quality in your service can start to drop. All right, so we need to be really careful with that. Is like once we fill up our one-on-one coaching offer, we then either need to do one or two things. We need to progress to the next step of the monetization strategy, or we need to raise up our prices. So you can focus on a smaller group of people, make sure you're still delivering great results and value to them, but you're not dropping the quality of your service. Because this is what happened to us, right? We got a bunch of one-on-one clients in. I was starting to get Zoom fatigue. I was starting to get really tired with doing all of these one-on-ones because it is a draining thing. It's like it requires a time investment for you. And so the risk that ended up happening was that my quality potentially started to drop. And that's a very, very bad place to be in, because you don't want people to become detractors, which means they will start negatively referring your business. All right, so the benefits of one-on-one coaching are that you can set it up immediately. You don't need to create a course. You don't need to create a fancy website. You don't need to do anything. All you need to do is provide a very tangible solution to someone's biggest problem and offer that to them through one-on-one training sessions, either in person or online. Now, I've paid coaches in the past up to $5,000 for a service like this, where I wasn't getting any course, I wasn't getting anything apart from just them for 1 hour every other week, for example, 6 one-on-one calls for 90 days as an example. And I found that really valuable because that person that I hired had knowledge that I wanted to acquire. All right, so rather than me going through a bunch of courses, reading a bunch of books, I could just go to someone who is doing exactly what I wanted to be doing and pay them to teach me. All right, so that was a one-on-one coaching offer for him. But that coach could not serve more than, let's say, 10 people at a time without dropping the quality of his service. All right, so there's that negative side of one-on-one coaching too. Now, like I said, there's two options here. Once you fill up your one-on-one coaching, you can either raise up your prices and stay with a super bespoke one-on-one coaching offer, which is absolutely fine. You just need to decide what fits your personality best. What do you enjoy doing most? Now, the other option is you can start to open up your service. And what I mean by open up is you can start moving to something where you can leverage more than just your time. Now, the limitation of one-on-one coaching is the fact that you're just spending 1 hour with one person. But what if you could spend that 1 hour with more people at once? All right, you're going to be multiplying your time and doing more with less. So that's where group coaching comes into play. And group coaching is really interesting. All right, so you can spend the same amount of time you spend with that one-on-one client, but do it in a group where you're still educating people on the same problem, but you can just do it with more people. All right, so what that's going to do is it's going to multiply the amount of people you can serve in the same amount of time. So you're getting more done with less time and energy output from you. Now, you're still trading your time for money, but it allows you to create a more scalable solution. All right, so technically speaking, you could have 100 people on that group coaching call for a similar price, and you're going to be doubling your profits for the amount of time that you're investing into that. All right, now personally, I really like group coaching. And with a group coaching model, you can take that to 100K months to $1 million per year if you really wanted to, and you really wanted to try with that. Because there's still a huge degree of people out there who are charging a high ticket service for a group coaching program and a mastermind, whether that's run in a community. The cool thing about group coaching is that you're able to have a bit of a community vibe. People can ask questions, and those questions that people ask generally will answer questions that other people have in their mind that they're not really willing to ask, or they didn't even know that they wanted to ask. All right, so there's a huge amount of benefit to the group coaching session, and it also adds a really nice community aspect to it. Now, the limitation with group coaching as well is that, again, it means that people have to show up for those calls. They have to be on there. There's like a time commitment on their side as well. If you're someone like me, I sometimes just like to have extra resources or a program that I could just dive into immediately. All right, and group coaching is potentially a longer time to achieve what they're actually trying to go out there and achieve. So that is almost the next follow-on step, the next logical step from one-on-one coaching. Once you've mastered that, you've gotten a bunch of good results, you've refined your offer, you really understand what people are struggling with, you can then evolve into the group coaching model and then start serving more people that way. All right, so now, what happens after group coaching? Cool. So essentially what generally happens after group coaching is that you can then start to evolve and grow into online products, digital products, things that are automated, digital, scalable. All right, so this is where, I created my online program first, where I should have actually created my online program second or third, once I had proven results and I actually had clients who have gone through my programs, given me testimonials, and I was actually creating something based on what people wanted. Because the problem with my initial course that I sold that actually just didn't sell anything was because I didn't have any testimonials, I didn't have any proven results, and I didn't know what people really wanted. Now, the cool thing about following this as a step-by-step process is that once you do one-on-one coaching, once you do group coaching, you can start to collect all of the questions that people ask you on a regular basis. And so what I do is anytime anyone asks me a question and I start to see a theme in my group coaching and in my one-on-one coaching, I start to write those down. I'm like, okay, cool. This is a common thing that people ask me questions about. And so when I have that data, I will then answer each one of those questions by creating a video like this. All right. And then that question, that video becomes a lesson in my online program and in my online course. And so generally other people are going to be struggling with similar problems. And if they can just go into a digital online course, whether it's on school or wherever you're going to be hosting it, they can just answer those problems for themselves, tick, 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 and almost instantaneously get to the solution a lot quicker. Okay, so the cool thing about online programs and digital courses is that people can learn in their own time. So it makes it a more convenient learning experience for people. Now, now the cool thing and the benefit of online programs is that they are infinitely scalable. All right, so if you manage to create a course that is really valuable, really niched and really focused on what you're doing, that course can go out and serve literally millions of people without any extra cost on your side. So you can see how it's a way better, way more powerful, scalable model than the one-on-one coaching, for example. However, big caveat, the negatives of an online program and a course are that a lot of people buy courses and don't finish them. And so from my perspective, I think that's one of the most sad things out there in the education and information space right now. It's like one of the biggest problems coaches and consultants are struggling with. All right, our goal as a coach, as a consultant, is to get client results, right? Our North Star should be to get our clients great testimonials, because once you get good results for your clients, they then go out into the world, they spread the message, you get referrals, and things grow really naturally and organically. But if you're not providing transformations for your clients, there's a big problem there. And so the problem with online programs and online things is that people struggle to motivate themselves to actually get these courses done. All right, you've all heard it. It's like 90% or 80% of people buy things and don't actually finish them. And so that is the negative side of online programs. And so what I personally really like to do to sort of answer that and to try and get through that is I love to combine group coaching and online programs. All right, so if anyone comes into our Brave Brand program, for example, we do group coaching on a weekly basis where it's like they jump on to a call, people can ask Q&As with me, they can interact with the other people, they also have that community aspect, but then they can also go through the online program and the videos that I've recorded answering those specific problems. All right, so it's a combination and it's almost a hybrid model between group coaching and online programs. Because while online programs are great, the intention of just creating an online program and making $1 million, I don't think it's that viable anymore in today's day and age. Yes, if you're a super famous influencer, you can do that. But I genuinely think from a coaching perspective, and my own preference is to have a nice hybrid between these two, because I think it is a better, more effective learning experience for my clients. The community aspect going forward is going to be so big, especially with the advent of artificial intelligence. All right, people are going to be able to go to AI and say, hey, AI, tell me how to do this. All right, and they're going to get a very specific set of step-by-step processes that they could follow if they wanted to. But what's going to really make learning experiences rich and diverse and exciting for people is if there is a community of like-minded people doing it alongside them. And so having those moments of online group interactions makes that learning experience so much richer, but it also holds you more accountable as a coach. If you know that you have to get onto a group coaching session and you're going to be implementing and helping people solve problems then and there, there's a bit more buy-in from you. All right, and people get more of that experience. And so I believe that is what's going to be a more powerful model moving forward, is a combination between group coaching and online programs. But that being said, online programs on their own is still a completely viable business model. You just got to take into consideration that people struggle to finish these on their own. All right, so and if we look at how much you can probably charge for all of these things, one-on-one coaching, that's going to be a relatively expensive program, right? You can charge decent amounts for that. Group coaching, you can probably charge a similar amount, but it's going to be between that and that. Let's just put these dollar amounts in there. And then with your online programs, because they are online and they take less time and they cost less from you, it's probably going to be more on the lower end of the spectrum where people can just access it and do it on their own. Now, is there a next step? Yes, there is. There's a next possibility. All right. So once you've got these locked in, you can also start to offer people VIP days and retreats. All right. We've all heard of retreats. And again, this is another huge play into the future. People are going to want to go to physical spaces and interact in person with other people. All right. So having some sort of concept where you can start offering retreats and these peak experiences, which are like 3 days, 2 days, maybe even a week, where people can come and learn from you in person, that is going to be a really awesome strategy for you once you start developing this community, giving those people a nice experience that they can go to once they've been part of your program, once they've learned from you. Now, usually with VIP days and retreats, like this is going to be a premium offer, right? You can charge quite a lot for these, just because people are going to come. They're going to stay with you. You're gonna provide food for them. You're going to provide these experiences for them. And really, the cool thing about these retreats is like this is where you can really get exponential results to your clients, right? If you were working with people in a group process in person, like that is really powerful. And that's generally where people have life-changing breakthrough results. All right. For example, I'm running a event in Croatia in like 2 weeks now. And I'm so excited for that. All right. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm all of those good things. But I'm going to be able to work with the group of 10 people who are going to be there. We're going to be living together. We're going to be training. I'm going to be going through live workshops. I'm going to be working with them one-on-one. And my goal throughout that process is to provide the best, most valuable experience for people possible. Now, this is what lies down the future. I don't necessarily recommend doing this unless you've had experience on these steps of the process, but that's what can come down the line once you've got those proven results and clients. All right, and then finally, high value coaching. Now, what does high value coaching mean? This is really high ticket. All right, and when I say high ticket, it's an expensive offer. And so one of our clients, Casio, for example, he created an offer which was $100,000 to work with him for 1 year, 12 months. And so he essentially did that, and he was targeting busy executives, and he reached out to someone who had a lot of money, and she really just wanted help. She wanted this big transformation. And so he offered her, look, I'll work with you for 12 months. I'll do your nutrition planning. I'll do all your coaching. I'll actually even fly out to you twice per year to come work with you in person. All right, I'll buy your supplements for you. I'll do everything for you, so you don't even have to think about it. And so it's the ultimate high value piece of coaching, but obviously it is a big time investment from him. And so this is where you can charge a lot more for your service, but the transformation you're offering is much higher. All right, another example of this is Tony Robbins. He charges $1 million to work with him for a year. I think it's probably even more now. And I think people like Conor McGregor actually worked with him one-on-one, and it was a super high value piece of coaching, but that's like the next level. You're probably saying, what is the difference between high value coaching and one-on-one coaching? So this is where we really go above and beyond, where you focus on that person. You almost provide more of a done for you solution, where you actually go out and you do some of those things that you're promising to people for them, so they don't have to do it themselves. Where one-on-one coaching is more just like, I'm going to coach you through this so you can do it yourself. Whereas high value coaching is a bit more of a blend between that sort of you doing it for them and them doing it themselves and empowering themselves. All right, so this really is exponential. You can charge as much as you want for that, and ensure that you're getting paid solidly for that. So, my friend, this is our monetization strategy. These are the steps that we suggest you go through in order to create and monetize what you're doing. All right, so if you want, remember that the quickest route to the cash is one-on-one coaching. It's less setup costs. Hope this helped. Subscribe if you want more. I'll see you on the next video.